Ezekiel, writing 2,600 years ago, recorded a prophecy that still grips the imagination of scholars, believers, and skeptics alike. In chapters 38 and 39 of his book, he describes a war unlike any other. A coalition of nations rises, led by a mysterious figure named Gog, from the land of Magog. The prophecy says Gog will come from the far north, leading armies with names strange to our ears: Meshech, Tubal, Persia, Cushai, Put, Gomer, and Tagar. They march against a land that had been desolate but is now inhabited, the land of Israel. For centuries, Israel did not exist. The nation was scattered in 70 AD when the Romans destroyed the temple, and it remained scattered for nearly 2 millennia. To Ezekiel's original readers, his vision may have seemed symbolic. To Christians across the ages, it looked like a distant, maybe even impossible, future. But in 1948, after almost 1,900 years, Israel was reborn, a nation resurrected from the ashes of history. And suddenly Ezekiel's prophecy took on new urgency. Ezekiel 38 opens with these words: "Son of man, set your face against Gog, of the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, prophesy against him." God declares that he will put hooks in Gog's jaws, drawing him and his armies into battle against Israel. They come like a storm, covering the land like a cloud. But Israel is not destroyed. Instead, God himself intervenes. He sends earthquakes, mountains collapse, hailstones, and fire rain down from heaven. The armies of Gog turn on each other in confusion. And God's glory is revealed, not just to Israel, but to all the nations. Ezekiel 38-23 says, "So I will show my greatness and my holiness, and I will make myself known in the sight of many nations. Then they will know that I am the Lord." The prophecy is clear. This war is not just about Israel. It's about God revealing himself to the world. Here's where the debates begin. For 2,600 years, interpreters have asked, who are these nations? Some ancient Jewish writings connected Magog with the Scythians, nomadic tribes who lived north of the Black Sea. Early Christian commentators tied Meshech and Tubal to regions in modern-day Turkey. Many modern interpreters point to Russia as the land from the far north. Persia is easier. We know it today as Iran. Cush and Put are associated with Africa, Ethiopia, Sudan, and Libya. Gomer and Tagarma are often linked to regions of Turkey and Armenia. So what we see is a coalition stretching across the Middle East, North Africa, and Eurasia, united against Israel. But who is Gog? Some say he is a literal leader, a political figure who will rise in the last days. Others see Gog as a title, like Pharaoh or Caesar. Still others view him as a spiritual force, perhaps even demonic, stirring nations to war. What's striking is how every generation has tried to identify Gog. During the Cold War, many pointed to the Soviet Union. After its collapse, some said it was symbolic. Now, as Russia aligns with Iran and strengthens ties in the Middle East, Ezekiel's vision feels chillingly current. Let's bring this into today's world. Ezekiel said the invasion would come against a land brought back from the sword, gathered from many peoples, now dwelling securely. That describes Israel since 1948. A scattered people regathered. A desolate land revived. A nation reborn. And who stands against them? Iran, Persia, openly calling for Israel's destruction. Russia, the power from the north, partnering with Iran and strengthening military ties with nations surrounding Israel. Turkey, historically an ally of the West, now shifting closer to Russia and Iran. In 2022, Russia moved forces into Syria, just north of Israel's border. Iran funds proxies like Hezbollah, stationed on Israel's doorstep, all while Israel grows more isolated diplomatically, yet more secure militarily. The stage looks eerily similar to Ezekiel's vision, but here's the most striking part. When Gog marches, Ezekiel says it won't be Israel's army that saves them. It won't be American intervention or NATO defense. It will be God himself. Earthquakes, fire, hail, judgment so overwhelming that the nations will know. This was not human power. So when will it happen? Some argue Gog and Magog is the same battle as Armageddon in Revelation. Others say it's a separate war that precedes the final tribulation, and some believe we may already be seeing its buildup in current events. Either way, the prophecy points to a global moment when God reveals himself through war and judgment, and that leaves us with a haunting question. If Ezekiel's prophecy is about to unfold, what role will our generation play in it? Will we be watching history, or prophecy, come alive before our eyes? Follow to explore more prophecies shaping our future and tell me in the comments, is this prophecy already unfolding?